Hello friends, Reverend Beth Simmons here with a midweek moment for you. First week of April. Actually, we are about halfway through Lent, heading into the slope towards Jerusalem and Easter. And I wanted to share this message with you because I've been doing a lot of thinking and reflecting and discerning, as is part of my job, right? It's not all doing, but there needs to be some percolating of things, and just noticing how the energy for creating these midweek moments and the sense of not urgency maybe, but motivation is not quite even the right word, but the setting aside that time, the finding the time to sit and create these videos, to come up with ideas for what to talk about or to mention or to share with all of you, and then the time to edit and caption the videos and post them online has not been there or as readily available as it previously was. And so I've been considering what that meant, whether that meant that I needed to shift other energies so that I could offer that, or that perhaps I needed to pay attention to that shift. And what I've concluded is that it is time to pause video midweek moments. And the reasoning behind that is because, I am a part-time pastor. Even as a full-time pastor, right? There is limited time and energy for accomplishing all the things that need to get accomplished. And so when we say yes to things, we need to say no to others, and vice versa, right? We cannot do all the things as much as some of us, like me, would really love to have an extra 20 hours in each day and less need for sleep to accomplish all the things. But that is not possible. So what I am finding is that in these times, I have less desire to be a talking head, less motivation to simply speak out into the ether and put my voice and my thoughts out for consumption by others, even if sometimes that consumption leads to interesting conversations or gets people thinking, or people by viewing these videos feel somewhat more connected to our church. And instead, I would like to focus more on cultivating relationships, nurturing the relationships and community sense in our congregation, in our church, and in our wider community. So if it takes me, a few hours each week to produce these videos, and we don't, I'm a solo pastor, solo tech person. We don't have a social media or tech, IT person that can edit and post these videos for us. That would be amazing. I think I'd probably be much more ready to do these if I could just say, hey, I'm going to do this video, and someone would record me and then do all the work to make it look beautiful. And the same goes with social media, right? But we don't have that. It is just me. So if I'm taking the time to do that, I'm not doing other things. And I think in this season and in this time, I'm feeling a need to deepen connection rather than produce content. And so perhaps I might offer an opportunity for a midweek in-person moment, a midweek chance to come and be. Some possibilities I'm thinking about, right? To come and be a midweek moment of more experimental or contemporary worship, or more contemplative worship than our traditional Sunday morning service. So perhaps it's a quieter space, or maybe it's a space with a different style of music or a different energy or more engaging, something a little more messy. It also may mean that also may make space for me to do community office hours. So I have been in touch with the owner of the manager of our local cafe, and talking with her about spending a regular couple hours each week sitting and having space open for people to come and sit down and chat with me, have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, maybe a baked good, and just chat. It doesn't have to be church or God or theology related, but just an opportunity, particularly for those folks who may not feel comfortable coming to worship on Sunday morning or not feel comfortable coming to the church at all. This is a space to be present where people are. And so those are just a couple ideas I've considered, but that is where it feels like a shift in energy and season away from these videos, which have been awesome for the last 2 years, or 2.5 years. We've been spending these midweek times together. In that I'm sending this out and you're watching me, but it's feeling like there's need for a shift, and so this will be the last midweek moment for a little while. If there is something in particular that I feel called to speak on or share beyond a Sunday morning sermon, then I certainly may post a video that will be on our YouTube page and on our website, and share information about that for sure. This is not, you're never going to see me again except Sunday morning sermons, but this is the pausing, a hiatus of these regular midweek videos. You will also, if you are on social media, see a decrease there. I am personally leaving social media for an indefinite amount of time, which means there will also be less church social media. Not that we have a lot of followers. Again, the energy required to create content, to think of ideas and then create them and do these videos. I admire the folks who can do that and make a wonderful social media presence. That is not my desire, not where I find my gifts, not where I want to spend my limited amount of time and energy in this season. I would much rather sit down and chat with someone over a cup of coffee, and engage and create a reciprocal relationship rather than a give and take. So that is where we are. Please reach out, comment on this video. You can subscribe. So if you can get the Sunday sermons and any other future periodic videos that come through. Check out our website for more information on the in-person opportunities that we're doing. Join us for worship on a Sunday morning, 9:45 a.m. in the center of Hancock, New Hampshire. We would be happy to welcome you and to give you space to just be yourself, and as part of a community of faith who is wrestling with hard questions and does not settle for easy answers and wonders about how best to live out the gospel of Jesus Christ in the world in a welcoming, affirming, and for the most part, progressive way. So if that sounds like something that interests you, even if you are a lapsed churchgoer or have never been to church and have no idea what the whole Jesus thing is about, and it sort of makes you nervous given what you hear about Jesus and Christianity, give us a try. 1 hour of your life. And if it's not the right fit, we would just welcome you for the day and wish you well. But you may find a community and people to accompany you on this journey and to help you hold and wrestle with the questions that are yours to answer or to try to answer in your life. I wish each of you who view this video an abundance of love and blessings, and to constantly remember, always bring to mind that you are a beloved child of God and welcome always in our church. Be well, friends.